Hello everybody, welcome back to the show. You're here with me, Ben, and today, that's right, as you read in the title, we are going to be looking at some of my Yu-Gi-Oh cards that are the most expensive ones that I could find. Now, I only looked through like a small portion of my deck, or my cards. I have this big box. I'll probably have a clip of it going on the screen while I'm talking about it. But it's a Mahusa box, so I didn't go through all of it. So I could have even more expensive cards in there, who knows. But to check the prices, I used a website called YugiohCardPrices.com. I think that's its name. I'll have that somewhere on the screen or something like that. And basically what it does is it takes all listings for a card off of other websites like TCG Player, eBay, just to list a few places that you can get cards from, and it compiles like a highest price, a lowest price, and an average price, which is where I've gotten the prices for all these cards as of recording this. The prices could have changed since. So let's get right heckin' into it. Okay, so we're starting off with this beauty, Stardust Dragon. I got it in a tin way back when I was much younger, and it was a really nice card to have. Now, this card can go anywhere from 15 to 45 euros, so that's pretty heckin' good. And the average price seemed to kind of be around 20, so it's not a half bad card to have, you know. I do love it. I would never sell any of these cards, despite how much money I could make off of them. Like, it's redonkulous. Moving on to the next second card, we have the Clearwing Synchro Dragon. I got it in a pack a few years back. All its prices seem to be around 20 euros for this copy of the card. I do have another copy of the card, but it's from a different pack, and for some reason it's only worth maybe 5-10 euros at the most. So I don't know what's going on there. Next up, this card is used in a lot of decks these days as a staple. It's called Dark Ruler No More, and I got this in a pack there a little while back as well. It's worth around between 15 and 35 euros, and typically it seems to be going for about 20 to 25 on average, around that. It's a pretty good card because it negates all face-up monster effects on the field for your opponent. So it's a really good card to have in your deck in general, really. Next up, and we're moving into the big boys now. All these cards are going to be guaranteed over 30 euros now. So that's some mad shizzle. Next up, we have number S39, Utopia the Lightning. Sounds a bit like a Samsung almost. But it's a pretty good card. It's a rank 5 Xyz card, and it goes for 35 euros typically. So it's a very nice card, I have to say. It's not particularly shiny or anything, but this copy goes for 35 euros, and I like it. It's a great card. I use it in a couple of my decks. Next up, and this card holds a special place in my heart because it was one of my first cards, and I do love the Crystal Beasts. We have my copy of Rainbow Dragon, and anytime I'm looking over here, I'm just double checking the prices before I say them. My copy of Rainbow Dragon that I got in my very first tin of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and typically this copy of Rainbow Dragon goes for 40 euros. However, there was variations of it from that tin that were worth in or around 60 to 100 euros. So unfortunately I don't have a copy of it, but we move. Now we get into some of my really old cards. This is probably one of the first cards I ever got. You can tell it's a good bit older. My Dark Magician from the Yugi starter deck, like from way back. Like I'm talking 2008, 2007. I don't even know exactly when it's from. But this second Dark Magician goes for around 50 euros, it seemed to. Just one copy of this card goes for 50 euros. It's a madness. To quote one of my friends, you're paying 50 euros for a piece of cardboard with a picture on it, you know? And then up next, we have a card that I got fairly recently, and I've actually used it in quite a few of my dragon decks because it's so good. It's called Starliege Cipher, or Seifert. I'm not, the names of some of these cards are a madness, ladies and gentlemen. But this card typically goes for around 40 to 60 euros. And I saw a lot of prices that were pretty much 60 euros the majority of the time. So it's a handy, expensive card right there. So it is. And I also packed this guy in a. It was pretty close to the time I got Starliege Cipher. This card. It's the Meteor Black Comet Dragon, and I've played him in a Red Eyes deck a couple of times over the years, and he goes typically for 50 to 65 euros, so it's kind of around that 60 kind of mark. And up next, and I have 2 copies of this card, is one of these 2 cards are probably some of my oldest 2 cards. It's my 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons. I have more copies of Blue Eyes, but these 2 copies are from the Seto Kaiba starter decks from like way back, like same time as the Dark Magician, way back. And this card goes for around 67 euros. However, there were copies of this card. I saw several copies of this card going for around 600 euros. So, I mean, these could be like 1,200 euros between the 2 of them, you know? for a bit of cardboard and some shiny paper, you know? But now, we're down to the final 2 cards. And this next card is probably my favorite out of all of them, just because it's so cool. And you probably won't be able to see this until I put up the cinematic shot of it. But this right here is my heroic champion, Excalibur. Now, to you guys, it probably looks like it's just a white box, but this is what you call a ghost rare. So I'll try and angle it in the light that you might be able to see it better. I think you can kind of see it there. It basically is, it's all made up white and gray. And this card goes for 100 euros. Which is an absolute madness. Like, this thing is insane price-wise. Like, 1 copy of this card is 100 euros. Like, that is mad. It's a pretty good card too. I use it in my Noble Knights deck a lot. Now we on to the king of the cards that I was looking through yesterday. The big mandem himself. I packed this like, I'd say it was 2 months ago at this stage. It was the last Yu-Gi-Oh packs I opened. This is Lightning Storm. Now this card typically at the minute, it goes from anywhere from 100 to 175 euros. And typically I saw that the average price on the website was 130. Now this is what you call a secret rare copy of the card. I found on the website if I had gotten, there's something called a Starlight Rare, where basically the whole card is super shiny. This card, it'd go for, the average price was 700 euros, and the highest price was 1,095 euros, or something around that. It could have been 1,050. I'm not 100% sure. But for 1 card? Like, that's crazy. But yeah, no, that is probably, this 1 card is probably the most expensive card that I own. And I use it in my current deck that I play in tournaments and stuff, because it's just so good. Because if you have no face-up cards on the field, you can either destroy all your opponent's monster cards or destroy all their spell and trap cards. And that includes Pendulum Monsters, since they're spell and traps. So this card is so good and everybody wants it. So, if you enjoy, make sure to hit that like button. If you want me to do more videos like this, I can easily go through the rest of my box of cards and see what the heck is in there. And if you're new, make sure to smash that subscribe button. We're still trying to get to 200 subscribers. Hopefully we'll do it soon. We're down to the final 10 or so. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.